Well guys, like walking down the back of an anaconda, all good things come to an end. We've had a good run. I learned that there was an art out there called Kenpo, and it was taught by a slap-happy man from Florida named Dan. On behalf of the Art of One Dojo and myself, we bring to you American Tang Soo Do versus American Kenpo, kicking, which I think we're gonna win. Shh.
So we're going to talk about the different kicks that we have in the American Kenpo system. Now I have with me, as before, White Belt Zach, and he's usually behind the camera. He's the one who makes everything look good, but today we're going to hopefully make me look good and demonstrate some of our kicks on him. So let's get to it. These are the kicks that we have in the American Kenpo system. Generally in our self-defense techniques, we don't encourage kicking above the waist. You're in classroom, you're in sparring, you're stretched out, that's fine. Everybody does head kicks in that method. But when you're out in the street, chances are you haven't sparred, or you might be wearing street clothes, jeans. Kicking above the waist is usually impeded by some situations. Now, this is not to say that you can't do it. Many people have used head kicks out in the street and they've worked wonderfully, but as a general guideline, we try to bring the head down to a lower level so we can get a more powerful kick. That's kind of the way Kenpo approaches it. Doesn't mean you can't do it, but we try to be smarter about it because there's always a risk when kicking high up. Doesn't mean it can't be done and that they can be extremely effective, but it's just some of the policies that we put into that.
When it comes to kicking to the head or kicking above the waist, we encourage kicking everywhere. The head, the chest, the ribs, the stomach, the groin, the knees. Pretty much anywhere you can find a spot, we're gonna kick it. We'll even kick it at home when we're hanging out with our dog. Ella. Now, I know that not everyone has the flexibility to kick to the head. I'm not saying if you can't kick to the head, that means you're fired. What I'm saying is that if you can kick to the head, kick to the head. If you can kick to the chest, kick to the chest. We pretty much say wherever there's an open spot or wherever you created an open spot, that's where you're gonna kick to. Let's continue.
So the first one is the front kick. Front kick you see in almost every martial art. Knee chambers in front. You extend the foot out. You're gonna kick underneath the toes, the ball part of the foot. That is where you're gonna apply all the energy in. Chamber, extend the kick, strike with the ball of the foot, rechamber, bring it back to position. You don't want to just commit your kicks to the point where you can't recover or return them if you want to. So again, that chamber is very important.
So we have two different types of kicks. We have snapping kicks and we have thrusting kicks. I'll talk about them in my video you'll see tomorrow on the Art of One Dojo. We have the thrusting kicks for driving and stopping power, and then we have the snapping kicks for speed. So when I'm watching Dan do his front kicks, his stepping front, which is what we do with our back leg, he's just kicking the target. We use a little bit more driving force when we do our front kicks. We don't kick with our front leg unless we're skipping or sliding up or lunging. Also on the front kicks, we have a tendency to recoil them a little bit longer. So after we're done doing the push of the front kick, when we step with our kicking with our back leg, we recoil the knee back in, then we'll put it back down for balance and to prepare for the next technique. He's talking about folding. We call it a fold, they call it a chamber, same thing. Kicking with the ball of the foot, we do the same. That's pretty much about it. Front kick's a front kick.
The next kick we have is our side kick. And we have two types of side kicks. We have our full-blown side kick in which we chamber, and this time when we chamber, we do more of an angle. We kind of point our hip towards the attacker, and then we thrust that leg out. We use that and we apply it by kicking with the heel. That's a very, very powerful and damaging kick, especially if you catch someone in the ribs. You can do a lot of damage with that. So that's our power side kick. We also have the blade edge side kick, in which it just uses the outside part of the foot, good for lower strikes, knee strikes in particular, quick snapping strikes, good setup shot.
Side kick is our main counter kick that we use in sparring. Counter meaning someone's coming in and we're stopping them with a side kick. Dan talks about two different kinds of side kicks. We have a couple more. Mainly they're involving motion though. So we have a standing side kick we do with our front leg. We have a slide up side kick with the front leg, and we have a spinning side kick with our back leg. And then we have our flying side kick, which is obviously a jumping side kick. And we have a lunging side kick we do for sparring. So we use it offensively and defensively. So what we teach to our beginners is we teach a flat foot, just kicking with the heel. The next phase, when they get kind of like advanced rank, like green belt to red belt level, we teach, if they can, to blade the ankle, which is what Dan is talking about. So when you blade the ankle, you start with your kick sideways, then you turn your ankle this way, which kind of looks like somebody's folding your foot in half. It's almost like watching a snake kind of compress to go underneath things. We use the blade of the ankle not as a separate kick, but advanced motion you do while you kick as an advanced student, if that makes sense. But when we kick targets, when we kick boards, we kick with the bottom part of the heel, not the blade of the ankle. But when it comes to human flesh, hitting bone and stuff like that, it's a little more forgiving than a board, I would say, or like a thick shield. You can use the blade of your ankle to kind of fit between the ribs and things like that, or you can also use it to sweep up the floor. It's a really good tool. All right, on to the next.
So now we have our back kick. We use this as an exiting strategy. So I can either be in a stationary position and just kind of turn slightly, lift that leg and thrust that back kick, or I can apply the spin to it. Very, very, very powerful strike, and you will see this in many Kenpo techniques as the last move.
I think people call turning spinning in certain situations. I think we might be the only people that actually call it turning versus spinning. When people talk about spinning, they talk about turning over their back shoulder. We say spin and we spin over our front shoulder. So like if we kick with our back leg and round kick, that's called a spinning round kick to us. And then if we turn over our back shoulder, we call that a turning kick. So turning heel kick, turning back kick. I've heard people call it a spinning back kick or a spinning heel kick. We just don't call it that. We use our back kick offensively as well as defensively. So when Dan's showing this kick, he's showing with the front leg. We back kick with our back leg. We have one version of a stepping back kick where we do use our front leg, but we step behind like a cross step and then we kick. So that's the only kind of back kick we use with our front leg. Every other version we have is with a turn. So we do a turning back kick, we do a step turning back kick, jump turning back kick, but it's the same kind of theory. A little bit more hip turn than a side kick would, and the heel will be a little higher as opposed to being parallel with the floor and having the toes in a straight line. We'll have it a little bit more angled. So that's where our back kick looks like it differs just a slight bit there. But all in all, I mean, a back kick's a back kick. I think we have multiple versions of each kick as to where you guys seem like you only have a few. But, you know, Korean. Those Koreans like to kick, you know? Okay, next.
And then finally, we have our round kick. Back leg round kick and our front leg round kick. Same rules as before. The front leg is used as a snapping jab-like motion, usually to the groin or even the inner thigh. That could be a very painful strike in itself. You kick on the inner thigh, but its intention is to bring the head down. Bring the person's body weight downwards so that you now have more targets to strike. The back leg round kick has the torque applied to it and it generates a lot of power. That's our power kick. And we deliver it to the body, especially to the ribs. If we step off the line of attack and we throw a back leg round kick, or we will apply it in a downward fashion, more of an angled fashion to the person's leg. So good for leg checks. You see, kind of similar to Muay Thai. We'll have that in a few of our techniques.
We have round kicks all over the board, just like every other kick. We round kick with our front leg standing, and then when we spin to get more power, we kick with the back leg, just like you were talking about, Dan. We also have skip up round kicks and lunging round kicks that we do with our front leg. We usually do those for sparring. They work really well in that sense. Or if you need to kick someone in the hoo-ha real quick, round kick's a good thing to do. So you were talking about permanently kicking low. We kick round kicks low, high. We actually have a kick called the low high round kick where we're faking the low and we throw the high one up to the head. So we have a couple different versions of our round kick, kicking kind of all over. But we do also check the inside leg, outside leg for sparring to kind of distract the partner to drop their hands to get to kick high. We do leg kicks, kind of like Muay Thai style, like you mentioned. So we use our round kick probably more than any kick in our school. When we're talking about the front kick, ball of the foot kick, on our round kick, we kick with the top of the foot as well as the ball of the foot. So when it comes to kicking things a little bit harder, we'll kick with the ball of the foot. But when it comes to kicking, again, humans, or we're going to kick maybe like a hand target or something like that, we'll kick with the top of our foot / ankle / shin area. But it's hard to curl back your toes to kick with the ball of your foot while you're wearing shoes. But barefooted, we definitely kick with the ball of the foot on round kicks often as well. So I don't know if you guys do that. Okay, on to the next.
So those are our 4 basic kicks: the front kick, side kick, back kick, and the round kick. We also have a variation called the scoop kick. It's really not so much of a kick, it's more of kind of, again, more of a finishing move. If you're up and close and you're in the person's center line, you've done a bunch of strikes, and you're trying to get out, it's a good finishing strike, or one of your last strikes is you just turn and you just bring that heel right up, right to the groin, a good popping strike. Very effective, and from there you can deliver it to a back kick or you can just exit. So those are our main kicks in the American Kenpo system. As I said before, we do teach the crescents, the spinning kicks, the hook kicks, all of that, but you're not going to see them in everyday techniques and rarely see them outside of sparring.
What do you know? Another kick we have in common. The scoop kick is something that I don't believe is a Tang Soo Do kick. The number one thing we teach in self-defense is kick to the groin, because, I mean, you get kicked in the groin, that's it. And somebody actually asked me the other day, does it hurt women if you kick them in the groin? So ladies, if it does hurt when you get kicked down there, please leave in the comments below, let us know so I can give the feedback to these other people. So we use scoop kicks top of the foot, like a round kick, except instead of kicking this way, obviously we're kicking upward, because, you know, if you haven't seen an anatomy chart, the groin is this way if you're coming from down there. Dan's showing using the scoop kick, like a reverse scoop kick with the heel or the bottom of the foot turning backwards. We also have that version of scoop kick as well. We use it a lot in self-defense if someone's grabbing us from behind. We use it if someone's, again, kicking up when we're kind of leaning away and trying to avoid getting kicked in the head. We use that scoop kick. So it seems like we have that in common, my friend. Scoop kicks make the world go round. Well, everyone, that wraps it up. That's it. I'm sad to see this go. I'm glad that I got a chance to do this with everyone who is watching. I'm glad that I have some new subscribers to the channel, and I hope that I don't let you guys down. Hope you enjoy more content to come. I have also a collaboration video going on at the same time with Shotokan. You will see the final video of us competing at the tournament on Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We actually competed today, and I'm really excited what happened. I'm looking over at something right now, but I'm not going to tell you what it is because it's going to be a surprise. So I hope that you guys are following that journey as well. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, Dan, Art of One Dojo, so much for letting me share in this opportunity with you. I had so much fun doing this. I'm glad I made a friend for life with you. If you haven't had a chance yet to check out Dan's channel, you need to do that. So make sure you check the description below. I left a link to his channel. It has a lot of great, amazing videos about the history of many different arts. I think we're going to be doing one about Tang Soo Do very shortly, so I hope that I'll see you guys again in that video. If you haven't yet and you're watching this series for the first time, my name is Justin Ichikawa. I go by Sensei Ichi here on YouTube. Please subscribe to the channel. I put out a video every Monday and Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Mondays are for tutorials and Thursdays are for skits and demonstrations. So until next time, guys, this is Sensei Ichi. Tang Soo.